Okay, I think we just got the signal that we're live. So welcome everybody. This is JT from Core Systems. Super excited to be here today for our ServiceLoop session. And I have a super cool guest on board here, Mariusz, who joins me. I think Mariusz has been working his entire career in something that relates to, that every office worker can relate to, because you've been making sure that we get supplied with caffeine drinks, coffee, and also Coke previously. So very, very welcome, Mariusz. Maybe a couple of quick words about yourself.
Thank you, JT, for inviting me to this really exciting event. Not really used to speak in public so often, but I hope we'll have a good time today. Yes, exactly. My name is Mariusz Sliwka. I work now as a service manager in Primulator company that is present around the Baltic Sea in all the countries apart from Russia. And since the beginning, we sell and service, the company sells and service HoReCa equipment like coffee machines, ovens, cold drink equipment, very interesting machines for chocolate manufacturing. So yes, a wide range of equipment for sweets and drinks. And previously, actually, that's funny. I realized last year, it marks like 30 years since I started my professional career, just right after graduating studies, and it's been the whole time in a service department. I started in Coca-Cola in Poland, in Warsaw, as a service technician, then supervising group of the technicians, and finally was promoted to the head office, so managing processes, managing purchasing of equipment. So yeah, through 18 years, still dealing with anything that is related to service of equipment in the same industry, let's say. So really, 30 years. That's amazing, even for myself.
Congratulations on that, Mariusz. Yeah.
Yes.
30 years serving customers, 30 years making sure that machines always work, and especially the coffee machines and the machines that give us other types of caffeine every day at work. So you are I think you're an essential element of our economy at the end, because you make sure that everybody can wake up. Everybody can be productive. Yeah. Now you also, like, you had quite a career. Like you started really at the base as a service technician, servicing the machines, which I always find amazing, because you need to be on the ground to really understand the job, I feel like. And then really worked your way up through management positions, into coordinating service now at Primulator. And maybe what's the one thing that you learned throughout these 30 years of career in different positions in the service roles that you held? And maybe also, what's the thing that's different when you work for coffee machines and beverage distribution machines versus other kinds of field service jobs that you see your colleagues having?
So actually, if you think about the customer service and technical service, it's the basics is not changing since I started my let's say career, but I think it's been the same even in far past. So the basics haven't changed. So the technician, the proper person as a service, as a coordinator of the service, is still the same. So it has to be very well trained, has to have good really skills in technical area, but yes, this training is really crucial, is important. Has to be equipped in proper spare parts in the truck, so on demand in the truck, whatever is needed. That's of course the ideal situation. And immediate availability to the customer. So immediate means few hours, maybe not minutes, but a few hours, or maybe 1-2 days. That's of course the best option. So the basics are still the same. Like I started, exactly the same. The technician has to be, of course, the good, polite person as is representing the company, but really a lot has changed over those 30 years. So the speed to acquire the skills, the time that technician has to get those qualifications is much shorter. So yes, we in the past, technicians relied mostly on the memory, on some printed stuff as technical documentation. So you can imagine now looking in some books or 100-page manuals how to find proper information. Now it's just impossible. Now everybody expects the solution much faster, immediate response, immediate solution for the issue. So yes, we have to rely on some more intelligent and faster systems that help to provide the best service. That
absolutely. Yeah. So the basic are the same. We still need super skilled technicians. We need polite people. We need to get the job done fast. We need to have the right spare parts. But it needs to happen faster now. Basically the customer wants their devices, their equipments serviced faster than ever before. And at the same time, I think there's also an increase in complexity that has happened over time, right? I mean, things change faster nowadays than they changed probably 30 years ago. And at the same time, they are much more complex, right? I mean, now I think when we spoke last time, you told me back then a coffee machine was a coffee machine. Now a coffee machine is a computer, right?
Yes, exactly. So I think the greatest challenge now for the service is just to cover the gap between the exploding technical complexity, I would say, of devices, of dispensers. So it's no longer a simple dispenser of coffee or ice cream. It's really sophisticated computer at the moment. So at the same time, the knowledge of the person that is making installation, fixing the equipment has to be, let's say, either we find some better people, very well skilled, very well trained, graduating some universities, or we provide to the technicians that we have the knowledge, the solutions in a faster and better, well-organized way. So yes, really the greatest challenge is to master the changing technology. Technology is changing. When you take the cell phone or any over internet, let's say availability of the information. Now it has to be really fast and let's say hit the target immediately. Yeah. Just a short note. When I started as a technician in Coca-Cola, the customer that wanted a technician to come has to call operator, and I received a message on the pager. Who knows the pager now?
Remember those days, long time ago.
Exactly.
So it's about like technology increases the complexity, but at the same time, we also use technology to get the information faster and to just be able to deal with all this increase in technology. So would you say this increase in complexity of the products and is that the biggest challenge for the technicians that they face every day?
I think the biggest challenge is really to deal somehow with the or close the gap between the complexity of devices and also the capacity of human skills. That's that's the biggest challenge. But of course, there are some others, like I would say technicians spend some time on the fixing the issues, dealing with the customers. But there are two, let's say, 2 points where the technicians they I would say maybe not lose the time, but it's not really productive time. So the looking for knowledge somewhere, somehow in the manuals, on the computer, on the phone, and also the administrative, let's say, burden as let's say diagnosing the issue. It takes time. It really we have to realize that we have a technician that has like 15 years of experience, lots of trainings behind, and also we hire a new person, like half a year working, a few trainings, and in front of the customer, they both represent the company at the same. They should represent at the same level. So yes, closing this knowledge gap that is evident in those two situations is really the challenge, and also not losing few hours to provide to this young technician proper information. That's something that I think should be that's important. But also I observe that this administrative work is increasing really a lot, like supplying our own system in information, typing, scanning barcodes and so on, really takes a lot of time. But also we have to customers expect and from us to supply their systems in data, and that's another, let's say, challenge, not to spend 1 hour on administrative work at every single visit.
Exactly. I think that's a bit from a lot of sides of life, that the administrative burden seems to be increasing. And well, luckily we have technology to help alleviate the pain of the additional technology by using voice instead of typing and all these different things that we can do nowadays, fortunately, or even having AI help us fill out reports and things like that. And that helps us then. And then I like the other point that you raised, which is essentially like the customer expects that your junior technician or the guy who just started last week essentially comes with the same toolbox and the same package of skills as the technician who's been working on the product since 30 years. Like, the expectation is super high. And so we need to enable them, the young guys, the same for them to be up to speed very quickly, and really have the depth of understanding of the products as fast as possible, effectively.
Exactly. You're right. That's challenging. I really hope that due to development of everything that is internet, AI tools, there are probably some things I'm not even dreaming about, so will help also in the future in service work.
So when you think about the different tools that you have and that you can use, so what is the thing that generally helps you and not creates it doesn't create friction, but really helps you on your day-to-day? Or what? Yeah, is there a tool like that you're using, or if not, like, what would it be?
Yes, we are looking for new, better tools that will help in quick, let's say, recovery of the proper information. But still, we rely on manuals like PDF files that are available in the application that technician is using, or we equip the technicians, in iPads that it's much easier to find, even to search for some information. Not a printed one. No, we are not using that no longer. But yes, I think that also something that should appear soon, I hope, really also in Primulator, in our organization, is this, I would call that, context-aware intelligence. So we produce a lot of data every day, like service reports, some correspondence with customers, really a lot of stuff that can be used more precisely in reference to particular issue or particular model of equipment, how to share the knowledge quickly, immediately between the technicians from one end of the country with the other one. So it's not a question of organizing Teams telco or producing some info letter. No, that's not the way. We'll just flood technicians with info letters. They will not read it. So definitely there has to be some way to get the expert knowledge immediately on demand.
Yeah, that resonates. Because I think one of the big differences is when you have like you said your service manuals and like your PDFs, etc. Like one thing is okay to have them on you and to access them quickly and to extract the information that's in there. But there's another dimension, if I understand you correctly. Like what's for one specific piece of equipment, or for in the current time or in the current season, what's the solution to one very, very specific problem? And there it's really more about the experience that everybody has in the field. Is that correct?
Yes, exactly. So otherwise technician, even the experienced one, will just look for a solution, maybe some new problem, some new issue that comes after 2-3 years of using a particular equipment, and then potential problem is when, for example, technician tells the customer something wrong, is trying to find out some solution just to some way around the problem, maybe to return tomorrow after searching in the manuals, asking some expert for support. It's not the way that it should work, and we are not trying to follow that. So
that makes sense. So that's an area where technology, of course, is now helping, like bring this information, really understand the context, really understand also like which equipments are we talking about, like which version, and all these different types of things. But there's probably also a human component here, right? I mean, you spent 30 years through basically all the different career steps that you could imagine in service. So what is it that technicians also require or even expect from management in terms of like enabling them to do a better job? What's the human component, if you will?
Yes, I would say that they of course, I would say that they need support from management, but the support that is the frictionless is not really making problems at every step, but it's some clear priorities, what to do, what is the most important, and keep and grow the culture of that. So some trust also to managers. Okay, they will support me even if I tell something wrong to the customer. Yes, I have someone behind me that will support me.
Yeah.
at least in front of the customer, and then of course we can talk individually with the particular person. But that's support from management, but also support from the system. That's most important. As I told before, that we supply the system, our system, customer system, with huge amount of data. So the system should be, let's say, invisible. So like automated with really boring, repeatable actions, maybe searching for some spare part number, or even ordering spare part in the warehouse. That should be as much automated as possible, not to keep the technician busy with this, bureaucracy, digital bureaucracy for like 2 hours a day.
Exactly. You would expect, like, if the system knows what equipment you're talking about and what the problem is, then at least there should be a very narrowed down, and we're able to provide that. That's the beauty of today's technology. But you want to have this very narrowed down list of what is actually, the possible, spare parts that you need, or possible pieces that might be defective, etc. I just want to select them and not like search through libraries and like open 20 different documents. Absolutely, I understand it. I like what you said about like management as well. Like. I like the term frictionless support from management. I think I should put a note about that on my desk. Make sure I also always give frictionless support to my colleagues here. That's
important, not only in service.
Exactly. Yeah, that's. I think that's a good leadership skill to have. Yeah, being able to provide frictionless support. Yeah, and of course you always want to support your people, and there's of course always learning experiences from when you make a mistake, but the first thing you need if you make a mistake is support. That's super important. Absolutely, I'm 100% with you there. That makes a lot of sense. We're already like I think 20 minutes in, and so I think we're nearing closing time. Maybe the last question, very open-ended, but the last question I wanted to ask you, and also for our listeners, if there's one thing that you could change tomorrow to make the daily life of service technicians easier, what would that one thing be?
One thing is definitely using technology that is available, like internet, IoT, AI, whatever is available, using this technology as a really friend of technician, friend of a new person that is entering the service and customer service departments. Give the help immediately, and the help that is targeted on the focused on the problem, not try to find out what could be better for the customer. No, the customers also are more educated, and they really expect behind the phone or in front of the technician someone seriously qualified and knowing the issues. So I think the technology will have to be and will be really engaged. Even the sophisticated technology, AI, IoT, at the moment I can connect with the machine, change the software, change the recipes from my desk, and that's something I would change. But also I would, let's say, I would like to increase in future, just to grow up more in the service department, not only in the military equipment, not in the space ships, but also in the basic like coffee machine.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, Mariusz, it has been a pleasure talking with you. Yeah, having you here on the ServiceLoop. Thanks a lot. Yeah. Also, thank you to our listeners for coming in and listening to this episode. And have a good rest of the day. And we'll see you soon.
Thank you very much for the invitation. Bye bye. Ciao.
Bye.